I'm in the kitchen today, and I have my little helper. And just gonna spend the afternoon in the kitchen doing a couple of things that I just need to get done around the house. And just kind of like a day of mom life. We're about to grind some coffee beans for my coffee that I keep stored in this jar that lasts me, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes, depending on how strong I want to make my coffee and so how quickly I use it. And then I was gonna pack some freezer meals for my children. I have 4 kids and they're really loving some bagel egg sandwiches. And then I also did some scrambled egg wraps with some ground sausage. I had to do my elderberry tincture today.
Yeah.
It's ready. It's been ready for a couple other extra days now, so I need to strain it. And I could talk about a little bit of that process, but let's get going. Let's grind this coffee up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Wow. So cool.
Yeah.
Time for it?
Help me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Familiar with elderberries? They're a great medicinal immune booster, help with colds and flus, and I made a tincture out of them, and actually went and found wild elderberries around my town and near family members' houses and things like that. I came across them. I haven't had an opportunity to plant my own yet, which I would really love to do soon. Yeah. For it to have maybe something come up for next year. But in the meantime, this year I went wild picking and I was able to find them, and it was a great process. My kids helped. They all loved it. And tedious process to destem and strain. And then I still have some frozen that I want to make syrups. So maybe that'll be a later video. But for now, I did organic vodka and the elderberries and had them stored in a dark cabinet for 6 to 8 weeks, I would say, rough, and that should be good. So we're gonna finally strain it, and then I'm gonna put it in a separate jar. You could do this with any kind of strainer, cheesecloth. I have these vents that I could actually squeeze and reuse, and I have a ton of them, so this is what I'm using in the meantime to strain and hopefully to get all the valuable juice out of here. And then through the winter and cold flu seasons, my children and I and my husband, he's a little finicky, but I can make him take stuff. They would just take a couple droppers and I could put it in their water, or if we have juice or something like that, and then they could just take a little dose at a time if they're not feeling well, if I feel like something is going around, and I could help prevent it, and it'll hopefully help them. And I also did last year echinacea, and I grow echinacea flowers.
Can I get off?
Sure, in my garden, and those also have medicinal properties. So I made a tincture last year, and my children took it like constantly, and so did I, just to help have preventative measures to catch colds and flus and so on. And knock on wood, we were great last year. No major issues or colds or sicknesses, and there was a ton of stuff going around in the school system. So but I decided to finally do this and go wild picking for elderberries because I couldn't get my own plant this year, and if I did get my own plant, it wasn't going to produce berries. So you gotta find resources and compromise. And so here we go. We're gonna strain. Here, let's see here so you get a better angle. It really smells good too. And you could tell all the berries. I'll have to show you close up after. I'm gonna squeeze this out a little bit more. As you can see, they're brown, greenish color, no longer purple and red. I do have some in the freezer, but nothing available at the moment to try and show you what they look like prior. But anyways, I'm probably gonna compost this. Pretty sure that should be fine to compost. Hopefully. Let's see, why not? It was with organic vodka and wild elderberries. And then I might add, just make sure you're aware what an elderberry plant looks like. People do tend to get confused, and there's many varieties, so just want to make it clear that you're aware of when you go wild foraging, you know exactly what you're doing and what you're looking for. You don't want to ingest anything that's could kill you or harm you in any way. And there's a couple things out there, I guess, that they say not to eat fresh elderberry either. They could be poisonous or make you sick a little bit or nauseous from what I read. So just be careful. My sister and I, we did eat one just to kind of test it out. It obviously didn't do anything to us, but after they've been processed or done in any of these manners, you're good to go. There's no harm. And then just gonna seal it. And then store it in a proper location. My herbal cabinet. I think you could refrigerate it if you want to, but I store it in a dark, cool place. Probably be best even to have one of the amber bottles. But my herbal cabinet that I have over here is pretty, not in direct sunlight or anything like that, and I could always cover it with the cloth, which I do sometimes when I'm tincturing or letting things brew. Right now I do have my lemon balm tincture going as well. That should be ready in a little bit too. We could talk about that one a little bit later, but I know that has good medicinal properties, doing a lemon balm tincture again with vodka. And then, yeah, and then I have some dried herbs from my garden that I was going to quickly just destem and then start placing them in jars to have my own fresh dried herbs over the winter time. I have my dried lemon thyme, which is still really smells delicious. It's been drying for a few weeks. Dried lemon thyme. It really is yummy on a lot of things. Whenever I can, I still put it on chicken and fish especially, and the kids and my husband don't mind it. And I have my dried rosemary, which I have a ton more in my garden. So I'll be making a lot more. And then this is my mint. Couldn't even remember. So, and then I have like a big mint patch. So this is regular like peppermint. I do also have spearmint. Taking them and putting them in my bowls to then next go into little recycled spice jars. And then I'll see you in a bit.
Mama,
Yes? I'm in the kitchen, honey.
in the garden, Mama.
No, I'm not in the garden.
In the garden, Mama.
I'm not in the garden, I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, didn't know it.
Yeah. It makes me feel good knowing that I have all these fresh organic herbs in my pantries, in my cabinets, and not using some store-bought product. It makes me feel good about all the hard work that I do and manage in my little small garden. I hope I can portray that in my children. Smells delicious. It's fall here where I live, and as you see, I'm not really dressed in fall clothing because today is one of those odd Connecticut days where it's 85 degrees outside today. Pretty gorgeous. And I hope some of my plants are trucking along. I still have a watermelon out there. Everything, some of that was planted late. I have okra out there that's just started to produce. And a bunch of my tomatoes that just didn't do well this year. So they're all still ripening outside. But, you know, learning, I'm growing, making that effort to live that healthier lifestyle and feed my family fresh, organically grown produce. It's a goal and passion of mine. And truthfully, reduce the grocery bill since we're a family of 6. And as the kids are getting older, it's definitely becoming harder and harder since I'm a stay-at-home mom. So, since I stay at home, I try to find resources to help out the family. And this compost bin, thank you very much. Thank you. Mommy's turn?
Yeah, mommy's turn.
Okay.
I know what.
Okay, your turn. Okay.
Can I do it?
Sure. Okay, turn it shut.
There.
There you go. Thank you. It's the jar, but I didn't, bother removing the label, but now I did. So now I'm going to label it.
Yeah.
Yay! Got some homegrown lemon thyme.
So go water.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Next.
Do the rosemary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raspberry.
Rosemary.
That.
We don't use rosemary that much in the house, but it's always nice to have some on hand
I picked it.
since the holidays are coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and label these both before my mom brain kicks in and I get distracted and forget.
Yeah.
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 Huh.
Okay. Two things.
2, 3. All done. Thank you very much for watching. And thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Bye.
Bye.